Hello, everyone. Thank you for attending my talk. My name is Abdul Karim Bedri, and I'm a research scientist at Apple. Before joining Apple, I was a PhD student at Carnegie Mellon University, and today I would like to present to you the final piece of my PhD thesis. This work is titled FitNibble, a field study to evaluate the utility and usability of automatic diet monitoring in food journaling using an eyeglasses-based wearable. Let's start with some motivation. In the past decade, wearable fitness trackers have evolved to track many aspects of our physical activity, ranging from counting steps to estimating the number of calories we burn per day. Because these wearables passively monitor the user's physical activity, they became increasingly popular, and some may argue that they are becoming essential tools to help users achieve their health goals. But it's clear that focusing solely on exercise tracking and estimating burned calories is not enough. To get the full picture of how our daily action influence our health, we also need to consider our diet, which would help us compare how many calories we burn from exercise to how many calories we gain from food. For example, if I hop on a treadmill for 30 minutes, I will burn about 200 calories, but I can quickly gain it back if I had a cookie or a can of Coke afterwards. This issue highlights the need for effective ways to track diet. Current methods used for diet monitoring depends on self-report, where the user have to track when they eat, the food type, and the amount. Research has shown that depending on self-report is cognitively demanding, which has negative impact on compliance to journaling. With self-report, people miss to report many eating events because they were busy or they have simply forgot. This eventually leads them to drop out of food journaling. These issues raise the following questions. Can we automate diet monitoring and make it as easy as counting steps? And can automatic diet monitoring improve the food journaling compliance and reduce the journaling difficulty? To address these questions, I developed FitNibble, an end-to-end automatic diet monitoring system that provides just-in-time notification reminding users to do their logs as soon as it detects their eating. The goal of this setup is to reduce the number of missed events and improve the food journaling experience. FitNibble design is based on my previous work on Fitbite and Earbit. These are two wearables that detects eating moments with high accuracy in the real-world environments. The FitNibble wearable is based on eyeglasses form factor, and it contains a proximity sensor at the edge of the frame pointing towards the mouth to detect hand-to-mouth gestures. It also has an IMU behind the ear to detect chewing from the mandibular bone movement. The system runs on a BLE module equipped with an ARM Cortex-M4 SoC attached to the user's back, along with a reference IMU to filter out body motion. FitNibble's end-to-end architecture is illustrated in this figure, where all the sensor data are gathered by the wearable and processed on device. The extracted features are then sent to a paired phone via Bluetooth. On the phone, an iOS app manages the user's interface and communicate with the remote server to send sensor data and receive eating predictions. The server is running a DNN model built with Fitbite's dataset. This system is open sourced. Please use the link on the screen to get access to the hardware schematics and the software is running on different platforms. Here is a quick demonstration of how FitNibble works. As you can see, as soon as the user started eating, he received a notification reminding him to log this event. To evaluate the utility of the system, we ran a long-term field study to compare FitNibble to self-report journaling. This preliminary investigation aims to assess the impact of automatic diet monitoring on the food journaling experience, specifically for users who are familiar with the traditional self-report methods. In the study, we monitor several aspects, including compliance to food journaling, utility and usability, social acceptability, and privacy concerns. For the study, we recruited 13 participants from different walks of life. The study had 2 phases. The first phase, was to help participants get familiar with traditional photo-based food journaling, which depends on self-report. In the second phase, participants switched to journaling with the aid of FitNibble. Each phase lasted for 9 days. The first 2 days in each phase were dedicated to get participants familiar with the journaling technique. At the end of each phase, we interviewed participants to assess their experience with the journaling method they used. The main task we gave for participants in the study is to log all their meals and snacks and filling a daily survey which tracked different aspects, including rate of missed events, journaling difficulty, and the device utility. We also logged the app usage data on the remote server. With that, let's look at some of the main results. And let's start with compliance. At the end of each day, we asked participants to report if they missed to log any eating events. Comparing data from the 2 phases, we found that the percentage of days without missed events increased by 20% in the second phase. This difference indicates a statistically significant improvement in compliance after using FitNibble. Next, we move to the utility and usability of the system, and we start with journaling difficulty. From the survey data, we noticed that journaling difficulty in the second phase was trending more towards the easy side after using FitNibble. We analyzed the difference between the 2 phases using repeated measure ANOVA and found it to be statistically significant. This is a clear sign that FitNibble helped in enhancing the user experience with food journaling. On social acceptability, most participants reported that because of FitNibble's narrow profile, people don't usually notice it. And for those who do, they tend to find it socially acceptable. But one social theme I would like to highlight is the user reaction to adding a wearable camera to the setup. In our initial FitNibble design, we proposed to add a wearable camera to help users automatically capture images of their food. At first, most participants didn't feel comfortable having the camera on the setup and asked for it to be removed, mainly because of privacy concerns. After the study, we asked participants again on what they think about the camera. And to our surprise, most of them started to see the value in using it. Here's P8 mentioning that having a camera would be better because I don't want to hold my phone with my dirty hands when I'm eating. But to accept this feature, most participants requested to have full control over the camera's operation and data. Here's a quote from P13. I'd prefer not to use it unless I know where it saves the data and when it's on. I don't want it to accidentally trigger in the bathroom. In the end, we learned that FitNibble had positive impact on the food journaling experience. We demonstrated that FitNibble significantly improved compliance to journaling and significantly reduced journaling difficulty. All these findings highlight the potential of automatic diet monitoring in advancing the quantified self-movement and in helping users lead a healthy lifestyle. As for my question on how can we make diet monitoring as easy as counting steps, I found that, like step counting, people will derive value from these wearables, even if they are not super accurate. Finally, I would like to thank my co-authors and the sponsors of my PhD research. With that, I would love to open the door for any questions from the audience.